Receive messages, guidance, and healing with a panel of Goldylocks Productions spiritual professionals. Sign up today to participate in these live-streamed spiritual message circles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last spiritual message circle of March. Gotcha. But you were like, what, the last one? No, but it's of March. So we've got more coming in April. Don't worry. Just a little April Fools before April. So there you go. All right. Gotcha. So welcome, everyone. And we're just going to have a beautiful evening together. Hello, Richard. Thank you so much for joining. And for joining us. And so just want to give a couple of, just a little opening here as to how this runs. Is we do have someone who has prepaid, so we're going to be bringing her on in a few moments. And we are going to give her messages, or I should say these fine three ladies here are going to give messages to her. And then when we are done with this beautiful lady, Carol, then what we'll do is everyone who is watching live on YouTube and wants to make a super sticker or super chat donation of $5 or more, I'll keep a list going. And after we're done with Carol, then we will go around and give everyone all the super chatters, just quick message. You won't get as long as with Carol, and that's the benefit of prepaying and getting a little bit longer session with everyone. So I'm putting the link in now to where you can go ahead. If you wanted to sign up for the ones in April, it's April 10th and April 24th are the spiritual message circles in April. And you can sign up ahead of time. You can sign up anytime, as you can see on the website there. That's where you will go. Sign up for 15-minute increments. If you want 15 minutes, you can do 15. If you want 30, you can do a half hour. 45 minutes, you can do up to an hour max. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to do. But there is at least 3 of the Goldylocks Productions spiritual professionals, 3 to 5, who sit into these spiritual message circles. So, all right. Now, I think everybody's got that, right? All right. I'll have to do a little reminder halfway through or take a little break. So let's just go ahead and have opening prayer and set the intention. And so everyone take a deep breath and beloved source and holy creator, our family of oneness, we call upon all of our so we call upon all the channels of light to open up and to be fully connected with each and every one of us as we are sitting in this sacred circle of healing and working together for the highest capacity of exchange of God's infinite love, light, and power and divinity. So in sacred peace, love, and harmony. All right. Okay, so there we go. Woo! So what we're going to do is bring Carol on now. I had to remember Carol Ann. Okay, so not be confused. So I want to introduce everyone to Carol. This is Carol. Hello, dear.
Hi.
And so 5 minutes with each of these beautiful ladies that you will have with Stacy and Sherry and Carol Ann. And so we are going to get started here. Stacy, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Stacy, you're on now.
All right. Well, first of all, it's really nice to meet you. And I'm very excited about your unicorn. So so do you know about the unicorns already, or have you met about?
I've watched several of these. You usually talk about colors, and
Okay, good. All right. That's great then. Okay, so we're going to start with your unicorn because it's actually, it's an amazing unicorn, and I'm pretty excited to tell you about it. So your unicorn is actually the right color that you're wearing tonight. It's a dark blue. And it's really interesting how we like flow into what we are, like what we're wearing. It appears in what we're going through in our lives at this time. So it's so much fun. And colors are huge for us. Huge, huge, huge. So dark blue is your unicorn, but it has these like light white legs. And it's really, really gorgeous with feathers. So it's light white legs with feathers. And okay. And then the mane I've already picked up on was pink and blue and purple. And then you also have this gold. So the gold is over the top of this absolutely gorgeous navy blue, dark blue unicorn, but it's not dark blue as in sense of like what you're wearing is dark blue, but it's also like this, I don't know how to explain it, but it has like light in this dark blue. So it's very bright. It's like a bright dark blue. I don't know if you can imagine that or not, but it's amazing. It's the most gorgeous thing I've seen, and I have never seen a unicorn your color before, so it's a lot of fun to talk to this one. So anyway, so this unicorn right now is going through, what's happening is that you are having some information that's coming through for you in past life things. So you're really talking to yourself about you're actually questioning things right now about like what's happening from like past lives or past beings or past things. It's even in this lifetime that you're talking about past things. It's so interesting. And you're trying to assess and assimilate what's going on in your life at this time, according to like what's gone on then. And what's happening now, and this is so cool, is that there is a new paradigm coming up. So what we're all going through, including you, and especially you right now, especially with this dark blue unicorn, it's all about learning more to be to assess and assimilate everything, but from a different point of view. So that's exactly what you're going through right now as far as thinking and speaking and being, but you're doing it more from a depth of being. It's like, I don't know, it's like your essence. Your essence has changed and shifted, and it's so much fun because it's really progressing you very quickly into this new dimension that we're coming into. So you are absolutely stepping into it quite easily, believe it or not, which is, fabulous because it's not been easy for everyone. So anyway, really. And then the main color is pink, and then there's blue and purple. And with the pink mane, it's all about love. So you're doing this with, self-love. You're learning to like really feel into your own being of who you are, but it's with that strength of self-love. It's not it's not like compassion and passion and things like that. It's more of like understanding that you are important and that you have a lot to bring forward into the world, and that you stand tried and true in who you are. And then the blue coming through is you're actually expressing it. So the blue and the mane, you're expressing what it is that's happening with you. And then the purple is all about, bringing in spirit and all of that's why you're here tonight, actually, is to learn more about this, to open up to spirit and to be more in line with what's happening, and to trust it is mainly the big thing for you, is trusting about what's coming up for you. You've got so much good things that are going to be happening to you in the future right now. And it's really amazing. Like your health is better this year. You are much stronger, physically. Like I feel like a lot of strength in your body and a lot of strength in just being you. And so I feel like this is everything that you're working on right now, and you are definitely doing it. It's very, very empowering, and it feels so amazing to step into this dark blue unicorn. It's awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Am I like a little early, or am I okay? Okay.
No, you're right on. You got it. It's right on,
Awesome.
right on it.
I might be Melissa's spot.
I know, right? There was something magical about that spot, huh? All right. So thank you so much, Stacy.
So cool. I'm honored, honestly honored to read this unicorn, because it is powerful. I can't even tell you how much power there is.
In a few months, it doesn't feel that way right now, but I'll let you know in a few months.
Oh no, you are so powerful, so powerful. It's there. It is so there. I can feel it. It is right there. You got this, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
Sherry,
Thank
I want to take Sherry's class That's why I signed up. I wanted to meet Sherry. I'm in North Carolina, and I believe you are. But I
Oh,
wanted
yes,
to
great,
take your
great.
class.
Yeah, great, great. It's funny, Carol, because I know we did the reading on my show the other day, and I'll say this real quick because I know our time is short here before I can get into what I'm doing. And I think one of the cards, the first card that came up for you was the card. Were you the one that wore the card? It was the marriage card. It was upside down, and I said, it's usually a marriage ending, or was that yours?
Yes, the Wheel
And
of
you had said something
Fortune.
like, "Well, I'm not married" or something.
I'm not married.
And it's funny because that card, which the one thing I did not say, but when that card is upside down, it can imply somebody that is actually just not married. But I never said that. I got into, it can mean not married. It can mean living unconventionally in a marriage, meaning somebody lives in another state, or a marriage is coming to an end. So anyway, it's just funny. The one thing I didn't say. But while I was shuffling the cards just a moment ago, when we were all on a moment ago, I was shuffling the cards for you, and one flew out. Typically, that doesn't happen with me, but I'm going to tell you what it is. Don't know if this is completely representing what's happening for you right now or what's coming up. So, and I heard Stacy say all those, good things that are happening for you. However, this one is a little bit more challenging. It's actually one of the most challenging cards besides another card that I consider really challenging. This one is called the Tower. So if you're not familiar with this, it usually, basically it's a card about a crisis. It's a card about literally your world turning upside down. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So it is, most of us in this field of work, we know that really nothing is really bad, even though things happen in our lives that really do change our lives. I mean, it's inevitable that we're all going to experience something like that in our lifetimes. So when the Tower comes up, it is something typically that would be seen as more of a crisis, even though I have seen it actually in a really positive way before, very few, where a woman was told she couldn't get pregnant and she found out she was pregnant, even though a doctor told her she could get pregnant. So that would be the Tower, but it would be kind of more like, wow, this is great. Typically the Tower may be something a little bit more of a crisis, but in the end, really the Tower talks about whatever has occurred that has literally changed your life upside down. In the bigger picture, it needed to happen in order for things to start over from a clean slate, like be totally knocked down so something could be built more on solid ground and not built on illusions or not built on false premises. That's really the idea of the Tower card. It's really to say, you know what, we need to, totally change this so it can be built much more on solid ground. So with that said, I don't know how much more time we have left. I am going to go ahead and put that card back in. A couple minutes, Tiffany, a minute. Let me just go ahead and do a quick shuffle again. I'll just pull out the first few cards, kind of like I did on the show. I am really not a very big advocate about doing a repetitive reading because I feel like, if you do a reading on top of a reading, you kind of not really taking the first one that seriously. But let's go ahead and just see now what is coming up. I'll just take the first three cards. So the first one that came up this time today, upside down, is the Nine of Swords, which for me implies this is kind of what's on your mind the most as we're speaking. And it usually talks about when it's upside down, no longer worrying about something. Yeah. Okay. It's usually a card when it's upside down. It means no longer worrying and no longer having sleepless nights or anxiety. So there would have been something you were worrying about. But I see that has changed or is changing, okay, where it's going away. And again, if I got more into this reading, I would put another card down to see more detail of what that was. The current situation, I'm seeing a gentleman here and he's right side up. So I know he's basically happy, healthy, and he is who he is. He's for real, meaning he's not telling you stories. He's trustworthy. It's a Wands guy. So he's very outgoing, hardworking, fun, loud. This is not a quiet person. And he's very goal-oriented and he's fun. So this might represent somebody in your life, whoever it may be. I just see him as a good energy to be around. Okay. They're just a lot of fun. They have very high energy usually. And then your third card over the next 3 months shows the Knight of Wands. Again, that's another what I call people cards. Professionally, they're called court cards, but I call them people cards. The Knight of Wands, again, talks about that same type of personality, that outgoing, fun, hardworking, goal-oriented, very high energy. This one's coming up as a knight. So this is usually more of a younger person. It could be a young, boy, teenage up to 30, 32, around that age time. This person is over the next 3 months. However, this person is connected to you. There'll be some kind of more involvement with this particular young person. Now, if you don't know anybody from that age group, it can also represent somebody who's older, like the king that we saw a moment ago, but he would have that youthful energy. So it comes up more with that youthful energy, okay? So there's something that he is doing over the next 3 months that he's moving towards, okay? Because he's going to the left, which for me is looking to the future and moving that way. So I hope that helps. I don't know what my time thing is, so I just want to leave that with you. And yeah, we'll have to hook up since you're right in this area. That would be great.
Okay. I'm going to take your class.
Oh, great.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sherry. That was beautiful. And I love how you followed up from the other day too. So I just, it's beautiful. So thank you. Mm-hmm. And so now here we go to our closer, the finisher, Carol-Ann Carey. Hey. Bring it home for us, Carol-Ann.
Okay, I'm going to try. I was listening to everyone else's readings. They were very nice. Thank you so much. I enjoyed them as well. Hope you did, Carol. I get an aunt. I get the word aunt. So I don't know if you have an aunt in spirit, Carol. But I get the word aunt. Okay, so you do. I also want to talk about a dog. There's a dog in spirit, and I feel like it's some type of working dog, like a hunting dog, a spaniel, something like that. More than one color. So I don't know whose dog this is, but there's a dog saying hello to you from spirit. I also feel like I want to talk about mom, and I want to talk about white gloves. So I don't know if someone wore white gloves to church or for an occasion. Would you understand that? Or if she's talking about...
Well, when I was young, we used to wear white gloves to church.
Okay, so that's what she's talking. I think would she be referring to Easter time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so she's referring to Easter time with the white gloves and to go to church. Okay, so I was kind of getting that. And I don't know if it was, I don't know if it's Protestant or Presbyterian, but are you Catholic?
Catholic.
Italian, oh, okay. Catholic. I don't know who's the Protestant in the family, or if there's somebody that was a Protestant, but I do get that word, or Presbyterian. And I also feel, I don't know if Dad is in spirit, but I have a gentleman here who feels very educated to me. I have a gentleman that feels educated and fatherly. Could be Dad, or it could be someone that you looked at with fondness, either grandfather or a godfather or something like that. But I feel like I'm an educated person, or stresses the importance of education. So would you understand that, gentleman? Does that sound familiar to you?
Well, my dad was really wise. I don't think he was educated. He didn't.
But he was intelligent, would you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And are you educated?
A little, yeah.
Okay. So I feel as if he appreciates education.
Oh, okay.
So let me go here with this. This is Dad, and he's very wise. He says yes. He says he's an owl. He looks like an owl to me. So that's what he's saying. I also feel a very patriotic gentleman in spirit, and I'm not watching in time 8:19. I feel a patriotic gentleman, and I feel he's not alone over there. He's got friends and buddies with him. And is Mom with you, or is she with Dad? She's with Dad. Okay. So what's Mom doing? Oh, that's right. She brought in the white gloves. Okay. So what's Mom doing? So there's like a cake or something something's done for Easter. Okay. Easter, would you understand? Easter. Okay. Bread. So that's being done on the other side. So they're bringing that to you. And I feel like there's a sweet, I don't know if there's something sweet on it. It's like a bread or something, but there's something sweet, like honey or something. And she said, and so that's sweet for you. Okay. So she wants to give you that.
Okay.
I also have some ceramic bunnies. So I don't know if anybody had ceramic bunnies in the family, but I feel like I have a couple of, like one ceramic bunny or something that they would put on something about the table, or ceramic basket, something about ceramics. So, and I feel like it's something like a wing or an ear or something got broken off it. So maybe it was re-glued. I don't know. They're talking about that. So, and I also feel there was a neighborhood thing. I'm seeing like, I feel like cherry blossoms almost. I feel like a spring cherry blossom kind of feeling, a climate, something blooming. And I feel like there's a neighborhood thing. So I don't know if there was an Easter egg hunt or something like that, but she's talking about those times and good times. And I also have the coffee pot going on the other side. So I have a coffee pot going, and I have this lovely bread, and they're having a good time on the other side. And I also feel patriotic music and parade music and that kind of thing. So I like that. So I don't know if Dad was military or he was in the, or he was just patriotic, but I hear that band music coming. Am I done?
Yes.
Yes, I'm done. So I think I went over a little bit, Carol. So I hope you can take that message. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so
It's okay,
much.
Caroline. I'm not going to stop you when you've got a flow coming in from.
Oh, that's all right.
You know, so it's, you know, you gotta let you finish that out, and I'm sure she appreciates that too. You know, we got to hear from our loved ones. So, all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And anyone else, Stacy, Sherry, Caroline, any final messages or thoughts for Carol?
Yeah, I think that, you know, in all honesty, you've got a lot of great things coming, and just to stay with that with your mind, you know, just be very positive, because you are a lot stronger inside than you feel right now. And I feel that, you know, what you're working with, like I said, with this dark blue unicorn, it's all about, you know, depth of feeling into who you are, what you're about. And I just feel that, you know, all of this is going to come up, but it's going to help you heal and be that much stronger. So stay with it, because you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Carol. It's been wonderful sitting in Sacred Circle with you this evening. So thank you so much. And you still will be able to hear and watch the rest of the show, okay?
Thank you.
All right. So, thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you. That was great. And thank you, Richard. So we will give you short messages here. Thank you for the $5 super sticker, Richard. So you're first on the list for us to give short messages to. And so, I don't know if she saw that on MeWe, Stacy. Richard put this beautiful. It was like someone had cut a huge bush or something into a unicorn. It's on MeWe. And he referenced you, and I was even like, yes, Stacy would love this picture. So you need to go check it out if next time you're on MeWe. So
I will, for sure. No, I did not see it, but how cool is that? I love.
Yeah. This was really nice. I was like, wow, who can I hire to come and put something like that in my yard?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I know, yeah. And so I just want to, everyone who does celebrate, you probably aren't watching because you're in your own celebrations, but do want to wish a happy Passover. It starts this evening for those who are celebrating that, and we don't want to leave anyone out because you may be watching the replay. So we appreciate each and every one of our viewers. So thank you so much. And yes, all right. So yeah, you should go check that out. And when I say MeWe, it's another type of social platform. That's for Goldylocks Productions. We have a group there. And so you could go check that out. It's just MeWe, M-E, we.com. And so that's where you can find like I said, our group. And we do a lot of communicating with each other. And that's also too where I'll let you know any show updates, the shows for the days. And then also sometimes any last minute, there might be a cancellation. There might be no show for a particular show host. You'll get all of that there. And so just, it's good to stay in the loop that way. But all right. So Richard, you know, you're like the invisible man, because He's really hard to nail down.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he, Carol Ann? His energy is like so shifty. It's so, and I mean in a good way, not in a bad way, Richard. It's just,
That's awesome. It's funny. It's funny because I was checking him out and I was like, oh, he's got a great, what's coming up for me is a dragon. And it's really funny because the dragon has changed colors like 4 times right before my eyes. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So yeah, he's a pretty special fella. Very special for sure. So do you want me to go ahead and give him a message?
well, you've already started, honey. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just started right away. I'm sorry. Okay. So anyway, so Richard, your unicorn, what am I saying? Your dragon, it has gone from like the color gold to purple. And then it shifted into like a really, really dark color. Like, I don't even know what color it was because it shifted so fast. And then it went to red. So what I'm getting from this is that you are a healer, like a big time healer. Like you can heal a lot of things. But what I'm getting is that I can feel it almost in my hands. Well, I shouldn't say almost. I should just say that's where it is. So in your hands, you can like just send energy out like so easily and so fast. And everything that you do is very quick, like extremely fast. So be mindful. Be mindful of your thoughts, your ideas, and all of this because you are a great creator, like an extremely good one, extremely good at manifesting. And this dragon is like pretty powerful and it's very, very cool. So the gold is about healing. The purple is about bringing in, spiritual energy, just gorgeous spirit energy. Then the dark's about protection. And then the red is about movement, very quick. So anyway, so cool. I'm honored to read your dragon. Thank you.
Doesn't he have almost like an old Celtic druid feel to his energy?
Oh, big time. It is definitely, like I said, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say like powerful, like that. Like, I can't even tell you. I just see him like standing there just going like this. And whatever he does this way, it happens like instant.
Yeah. Richard likes to do a lot of acting. He's an actor.
Oh,
so yeah, very nice. All right, Sherry, do you have a message for Richard? That was
I am, but I have to just do a little tarot. It's funny. I laid out a mini reading for you, and it's funny you're all speaking about his personality, and the card that came up in his foundation was the King of Cups, right side up, which is really nice to see, right side up. So because there's a opposite meaning when it's upside down. So when it's right side up, we are looking at a man, and it coming up in his foundation really even says more in the reading because it means it's really something that really most of his life has really been this type of a personality, which means the cups are intuitive, they're sensitive, they're usually very family oriented people, the cups people, but they're very psychic and very, emotions are just such a big part of their life, right? And a lot of people will come to them to lean on them, all right? So this is all characteristics of the King of Cups. But there's a couple of things I just want to hit on really quick. So your first couple of cards down is the 10 of Cups, which usually talks about family. So I don't know if you have your own meaning. This is your own immediate family, not greater family. Right side up, the first card down is apparently family is on your mind a lot. It's quite important. But I always feel like the family is feeling a little bit like in limbo. Like I see it as a good connecting family. Everybody's basically happy. They communicate. But there's a feeling like things are on hold. Now, the current situation shows the death card. And most of us, again, in this field of work, the death card is about transformation. So I feel like there's something right now in your life, current situation right now, where there's some real major change happening for you, where you're letting go of a lot of old stuff in your life in preparation for a lot of new stuff coming in. That's what it is. And there's much more to talk about that, but it's going to be way too long for this moment. But the other thing I want to touch on, it's showing over the next 3 months. And actually, I'm seeing it about a month from now. You've got the Ace of Wands, which talks about there is some kind of a new beginning that you're starting that has to do with some kind of physical change, whether it be moving locations, meaning living or new job. There's some change occurring that you're starting, some kind of an adventure. However, I do see some kind of a little bit of the Five of Wands talks about a little bit of some kind of conflict about this. Now, I see this happening. I see it as a good thing, but there is some feeling of a little bit of conflict around it. Okay, whether it be an internal conflict or with those around you. But I see it happening, and I see it as a good thing. So I want to share all that with you. And one last thing, real quick, is the card next to you, your personality self, which is the Cups guy. This other card's really interesting because it's upside down. So, but it is a card about somebody who's a giver, who literally helps other people in whatever form that may be. Money, time, food, it doesn't matter. They're givers. But when it's upside down, it means that there was a time for you at least a year ago and before where you had to really start not being such a giver the way you have, the way you've really helped other people. Not because, we don't want to do that. It's just that it's time now for you to receive. Okay, you had to kind of put the brakes on helping whoever you were helping a lot, whoever you were helping, okay? So that's all I want to say, and I thank you. It's really exciting doing these shows.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sherry. That was great.
Yeah.
All right, Carol Ann, now we have Richard by himself. We don't have Linnell's friend pushing through. So.
Oh, okay. Poor Richard. I keep trying to give him other people's dead relatives. But I know I've got someone for him, and I don't know if it was his grandfather, but excuse me. I want to say, Richard, psychically reading him is a lot easier than bringing in dead people for him, but I know he has a few. I want to say you're a spiritual warrior, Richard. That was the first word that I got. And I also want to talk about a grandmother. So I wonder if you have a grandmother that's passed. And I also want to say lyrics to music and dialogue are very important, and some kind of 6-month project. So I don't know if you're writing or involved in something like that. I also get the word jumping. I feel like jumping. So I don't know if you're jumping on stage or you're jumping into another venue or genre or something. And I also have the feeling that you're a pick up and go kind of person, that sometimes you're called upon to pick up and go. So I hope you understand that. I also feel the rest of this year is very creative, and I get the word solo. So I don't know if you're thinking about doing something outside from a company or on your own or whatever. So, but I get the word solo, and I don't know if it means solo cups or solo, like solo. I would assume since you're on the stage, I think it means solo. So that's what I have for you tonight. I hope you can take some of that.
And he says, yes. Yay.
Oh, okay. That's,
that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you. That's great. And so, wow. All right,
I
so
want to add
here
real quick. Tiffany, you said that Richard is an actor. Is that what you said? That
Yes.
He's an actor? He does acting.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to let him know. My cousin is a really big actor in Hollywood. I mean, really big. He's a senior producer of Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder, and he's like really big. He was actually in the show How to Get Away with Murder. He was the guy that was killed, Sam, in that show. But he's been in a lot of movies, and oh my God. But I thought him being an actor, he may be, and he can look him up. His name's Tom Verica. You can kind of Google him.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, he's in the acting field,
Well, I think Richard does a lot of like local plays. He does that type of thing. The theater actors, which is really fun and talented.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
yeah.
No, I thought more acting, like
okay. Yeah. So,
okay.
So it's funny when you said a wand for him, and I was laughing, thinking of, oh, good, he's probably going to do a theatrical play of Harry Potter or something.
Right. That's funny.
So keep that in mind, Richard. Don't turn that roll down. So thank you so much for that, Richard. That was great. And if anyone else would like to have a message from these very gifted, beautiful ladies, go ahead and put a super chat in for $5 or more. So yes. Okay, so I watched How to Get Away from, or with the show I think that you had
Oh, How to
mentioned.
Get Away with Murder. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Interesting.
Yeah, that was a really big show. It like really went big. It was a big
I
show.
remember, I remember the title, but I didn't realize. There you go. That was your cousin. So how about that?
Yeah, he was the senior producer. Yeah, and he was in it. He's the one that actually got killed.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So thank you, Richard. I hope that you have enjoyed your messages. And if anyone else would like to get them, then you know what to do. Just put a super sticker or super chat in for $5 or more, and we'll be happy to give you a message. I would like to take this opportunity while we're halfway through and we have sponsors who have taken care of Goldylocks Productions, all of our shows and our special events for March and April. And so all the shows is sponsored by the ICU Dr. Lauren Love, ICU nurses, technicians, and staff in the Boston area hospitals. So we thank them so much for their very generous donations. And also, if you or anyone that you know would like to donate, all right, to this live show, we already said that, to get your message, your reading tonight, your little mini reading, $5 or more, super chat, super stickers, and then we will be happy to give you a short message. And if you have a business and you want to have your commercial shown at the end of, or if anyone needs to take a break in the middle of our shows, just contact me. You can donate to, well, this is a special event, but to any of our show host shows, one person, multiple ones, however you want to do it, that is an option. You just contact me and we'll talk about that. Okay, and then we'll definitely, if you have a business, if you have any type of marketing to be done, as a thank you, we will play that too. So it's something that we can discuss, but most definitely people who are looking to help out and donate, then that might be an option for you to become one of our sponsors. So they just check out the donate page on the Goldylocks Productions website. So, all right, now that we got all that out of the way, let's take the time while we're waiting to see if we're going to have any more. We'll use this opportunity now to go ahead and give everyone's we're going to give everyone's website for those maybe who are watching this for the first time. We're going to start with Stacy's website right there, and explain Raspberry Light. I love that.
That is cute. That is really cute.
Oh, thank you. So Raspberry Light is the color pink for the unconditional love that our animals and all of the spiritual realm, is about. Even us, we're also about. That's where we come from, is this unconditional love. So that raspberry color pink is what it means. And so that's the whole purpose of the raspberry light in your heart. It's your higher heart, that it connects you to who you are, where you came from, and basically how we got here. And so it's all about that. So it's a lot of fun, but I love it. It's so much fun. But I do have to tell you something. I'm like so excited about something that just happened recently. So I do want to say one more thing. Do I have time? Is that okay? Okay, cool. So I did a reading for a cat, and this is so neat. I just want to explain this because it's so much fun. So there was a reading for a cat that just recently happened. It was like 2 or 3 or 4 days ago. And anyway, so the cat had this very special message, extremely special message for its person, owner, whatever you want to call it. They call it, cats aren't owned, so they call them persons or moms or whatever it is. But yeah, cats, they're so funny. So anyways, so this cat, though, when it came to me, it had asked, and the person actually said, okay, we'll go ahead and do a reading with the cat. And the cat had such a special message for this person, and it all had to do with her purpose for her being in this lifetime. It was the coolest thing ever. And so she was so grateful that her cat actually, gave her this opportunity to be read. And so my point is that you can get so many messages through your animals or through trees or through, whatever is out there. It's insane, and it's so much fun, because there's so much wisdom in the world. So please do connect in with all beings because they're here to help us. So thank you.
Absolutely. And that's part of the one when we say the oneness, it's not just with other humans, it's with all living beings.
Yeah, this was powerful.
Yeah,
I
that
just
is.
tell you, it was powerful and so much fun. I mean, just so cool. You guys, it's amazing. We have the greatest gifts and we don't even recognize them sometimes, but some of us do and some of us don't. But when we do and we really step into it, oh, it's awesome. I love it.
It is. It really, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's great. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
All right. So Sherry's website, love that too. ImaginePeaceNow.com.
Yeah, that website, which is interesting to me because I created it back in 2010. And at that time, believe it or not, there was only one other website that was close to that. And it was, of course, it was Imagine.com, which is John Lennon, a man that I have always had a very deep connection with. I know I'm carrying on some of his legacy in this lifetime because everything in my world is imagined. So that website came to me and that's what it became. And now if you get online, there's literally 4 or 5 other sites now with Imagine Peace Now, exactly Imagine Peace Now, but it's not .com. So now I have to tell everybody, if you go to my website, you got to put in .com because there's all these other ones now. So it's amazing.
Wow.
But yeah, this website is really built upon not only my own personal life, meaning experiences I've had, mostly dealing with being in and out of mental hospitals for 30 years and really learning what works in these places and really what's not working. And unfortunately, the abuse that goes on in these places, some of it I've experienced, some other people have experienced far worse than me. But the website for me is really about continuing to educate people in maybe different areas that we don't always talk about. So I'm hoping, that the role it's playing is for people to learn different information that maybe sometimes you just don't hear about, such as part of the website has about sexual abuse and what kind of effects that does to a person, depending on what type of sexual abuse you've had, how it affects other parts of your life, which most people, we all know it's trauma, but we don't really realize some of the other smaller things that have really become big things that happen. Like for myself, at 5 years old, I was had experienced sexual abuse orally, and it caused a lot of problems dental wise, like literally just going to the dentist was a nightmare. So that kind of stuff. And then there's other different things on the website about adoption. My mother reunited adoptees all around the world and how she tried to change the laws to abolish adoption. And again, there's so much in that subject alone. She believes most of the time adoption breaks families apart. She was reuniting them. She went to prison for her work. So there's a lot of interesting subjects on there that I hope if anybody, takes some time and gets on there, you'll see a lot of information. So thank you for letting me
thank you.
Ramble on.
Thank you for sharing that. And so yeah. Carol Ann, of course, CarolAnnCarey.com.
Thank you. Yes, I hope that you will consider me your spirit connection. My sole purpose is to unite you with your departed loved ones. And I really enjoy doing that. And I got into this work, I think, because I know more dead people than live people. So I think that's why I've been called to do this work. And I really enjoy it. It's changed my life tremendously. And I've only been doing it for about 15 years now. So I did it part-time for 12 years and I had a full-time job. And now I am retired from my full-time job for a couple of years. And so I'm doing this full-time. So, of course, with COVID, we haven't been doing the events, that we usually do. But that's okay. I do a lot of FaceTime, I've always done a lot of phone readings, international, Skype, whatever, and a lot of national now within the country. But I have done Vietnam, Canada, UK, wow. Brazil. So it's all the same. Spirit knows no bounds. So I hope you will check out my website. I have I have not updated it this year yet, and I meant to. So I will be making some changes, but I hope you will check it out, and check out In the Psychic Flow Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we have sometimes interview guests and sometimes just do mini readings. So I hope you'll join us on Thursday nights. Thank you.
Oh, that was lovely, Carolyn. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so, okay, Richard, Tiffany, you said once there was a practical joker around me. Yeah, I think he's your spirit acting coach.
Your acting guardian angel.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, you're acting. Yeah. So it's, do you feel a presence when I think actors are, I think we're all multidimensional, but actors really, I think, step into, when they say get into that zone, I think they get into multiple zones to meet the character who they are, right? So you probably feel all that. You've got to feel like you're not alone when you're doing that type of work, Richard. So
it's funny that you say that, if I can, Tiffany.
Okay.
I get the impression that it's a gentleman actor or previous actor, and I kind of get the button up your overcoat when the wind blows free kind of song music kind of thing. And he said there's a smell to the stage. There's a smell behind the curtain. I don't know if it's chalk or shoe leather, or he goes, but that's how you know you're home.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said.
Nice.
There's a smell to the stage. So he passed that on to Richard.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's nice. Yes. So
I have to say, Tiff, your hair looks so Bonnie Raitt tonight. I love it.
Well, trust me, I won't sound like her if I start singing.
You look like her.
Oh, that's funny. And it's, I wanted to add too, him coming up as a Cups guy, it's not surprising. And I really do think most actors and actresses, I'm sure not all, but a lot of them, I think, are more like the Cups people. They have that emotional ability to disconnect and be something totally different. I've often wondered all the time when I watch shows, I'm like, wow, how do they do that?
Yeah,
like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do it, because I think if I became in that role, I probably won't be able to come out of it, But yeah, that ability to be able to move in and out of character, it's mind blowing to me. But the Cups people can do that, kind of. They're just so, empathic and emotional, and they tune right in, So
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is. Stacey, what message is your dog giving us?
I know. She has not stopped barking all day today.
All right. She's giving a message. What is it?
He is so funny. There's actually, I have to tell you this, it's hysterical that every time a dog goes by walking, I have like a very active neighborhood with dog walkers and dogs.
Too.
So every time a dog walker goes by, and especially if it's a dog that she is very, very connected to. Now, this is funny, you guys. I did not know that this happened, like, honestly. So my dog's name is Lily, and I have a underground wire fencing, so she just is free in the yard, but everybody knows that she stays in the yard. She's got the little collar on. And so the other day I noticed that one of the neighbors that was walking their dog actually stopped my dog. She changes her bark according to like whoever is coming by, and so if it's a dog that she loves, she's like, woo, woo, and talking like, so like, hi, how you doing? It's so good to see you. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, so the owners of the dogs must be like intuitive with them as well, because guess what they do? They stop in front of my house, take their dog off the leash. The dog runs through the yard with my dog playing, and then they continue to walk down the street, and then on the back side of my yard, and the dog comes right around, and then back out to their owner they go, and they put the leash back on, and off they go again. So my dog has many friends in the neighborhood that come and visit her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's really funny, right? So she has all of these neighborhood friendly dogs that stop by and say hello. So when she's inside, and they're walking past, she's definitely there talking her mind to whoever is passing by. So more than likely that was one of her friends, that was going by.
That is interesting. Because our dogs do the same thing. You can tell when it's a dog they haven't seen before, or if it's one of their friends in the neighborhood dogs, because the bark is different.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah.
But it's so funny how she does that, because I'm like, really? I never knew that you actually called in the neighborhood dogs. Like seriously, she did. The neighbors all do it. There's so many dogs now. After that happened the first time, I was like, holy cow. Then I started noticing, when she was outside, that there was more dogs in my yard visiting. And I was like, oh, there's another one of her friends, coming by. And here I thought, I was like kind of feeling like I should have, taken her to the dog park or something like that. And I'm like, oh no, I don't have to do that. She's got plenty of friends.
I know, right?
Yeah, dog park. Yeah. You're
the dog park came to you.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to take her anywhere, so it's pretty cool.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah,
okay, so we've got we got 10 more minutes. So, well, how about we do this? Well, we spend the last little bit of this event here, the special, this sacred circle here, this message circle. Why don't we? What are some tips or maybe some ways of everyone? This is exciting times we live in, or it can be very fearful times we live in. It's all in how you view it, and I want to move forward with that. But what tips would each of you give for just staying positive during these times?
So for me, this actually happened just on Thursday. I was telling you, I had a really bad dream. I literally dreamt about the devil. And I couldn't believe it, because it brought on some emotions on Thursday. And I thought, what the world is going on? And I found that, a lot of people that I knew were going through the same type of emotions, just that real uneasy. And it was unusual. It was very unusual for me, because I've been very good about trying to stay positive and creating positive things. So what got me out of that mood is that I started recognizing, like who was in my life that was really helping me out, and who was, and all of these little things that happen. So it's basically aspects of appreciation is what I'm getting to, where you're constantly focusing on, we've always been conditioned to think about, how to be better. And how to be better means that we judge ourselves, right? Or judge others, but mainly judge ourselves. And if we take ourselves out of that judgment and actually just release it and allow ourselves to be who we are, because right now we are really creating something powerful. I mean, we're going through the greatest change on earth ever, basically. And so we have to give ourselves a break, So the main thing that I can say is that if you're having a bad day, or you get into a mood, or all that type of stuff, the first thing is appreciate everything around you. And then the second thing is go and do something fun, even if it's watch a movie that's funny, anything at all to give yourself a break. I mean, I really feel that that's the biggest thing, because we are our own worst enemies. We really are, because we're so hard on ourselves, and that's okay too, but it's not all the time. We need to give ourselves, time to be beautiful, glorious, and, powerful. And so, anyway, so that's my advice.
That's wonderful advice. Thank you.
That is.
Sherry, what advice do you have?
What I would want to say, and this might sound a little off, but spending all the time I have in and out of mental hospitals, my viewpoint's probably a little bit different. As strange as it sounds, this really hasn't been a huge thing for me, meaning the whole COVID thing. And I guess because, again, being in and out of mental hospitals, believe it or not, that's like having a COVID thing all the time. So it's for me, it really wasn't as huge as what I'm sure it is for a lot of people. Now, don't get me wrong, it still affects me, where it's sad to me. Just the other week, I was at the food store for a client of mine. I take care of the elderly, and I was food shopping, and it was really sad to me because I'm standing there at the deli, and I had my mask on. However, I pulled it down, so when I talked to her on the phone to tell her what the soup labels were, so she could pick the one she wanted, standing totally by myself, there was a guy, literally, we were way 6 feet apart, at least 6 to 8 feet apart, and he's yelling at me about my mask, and there's nobody around. So it was very sad about that. Because to me, common sense should take place, and it was just sad to me. I'm thinking, oh my God, I basically waved him off because I'm trying to focus on my elderly client who's trying to get information about something she wants. So that was sad to me. But for me, because of my own experiences in life, and that this is not to me really as grand for it is for other people, because of my experiences. I find that it's really probably one of the best times in your life right now to really step out and say, oh my God, like, what is this that's really showing me where I can step out or step off of anything else in my life I've ever done, meaning anything, where it doesn't matter what it is, that this is kind of such really a big break, I think, for people in the world to really go, wow, man, this is going to, and I know, when you think about the grandeur of it, because there's a lot of things that come into play, meaning, people didn't have their jobs anymore. I think it's probably one of the best opportunities for people to take a really good look inside and all the dreams that you've had. And it's funny, I turned over a few cards while you were talking, some oral deck cards. So this is more, the first card was dreams. So I am really into dreams, meaning whatever you dream when you're sleeping. I'm really into dream therapy. I think it gives us a lot of messages, but also the dreams that we've all had since we were children or beyond. Really pay attention to things that you really do have always dreamed about doing. Again, that's what's kept me alive, to be honest with you, all these years going in and out of mental hospitals for 30 years and seeing and witnessing things that I've witnessed that I wish I hadn't witnessed, but I know I came to Earth to deal with that and to help others in those areas. So I think for me, dreaming has always been a huge thing for me just to keep moving in this lifetime because of how difficult this lifetime has been. Confidence was the second card. So yeah, I mean, confidence is one of those things when you really kind of get really close to yourself and say, oh my God, I have something inside of me that this world, it will be able to help. You'll be able to help the world in some way just by having this confidence of saying, yeah, I have something to give to the world. And then the last thing is compassion. Of course, the third card is compassion. And it really is all about compassion. It really doesn't matter, in my eyes, it really doesn't matter what the event is that's happening in the world. It doesn't matter what century it is. It doesn't matter what decade it is. It doesn't matter what lifetime it is. It really is. We're all here about really understanding compassion and really going as far as you can to offer compassion for yourself as well as other people. So I hope that wasn't too long.
I like that. That's really beautiful. And absolutely, because, we're finding that it just seems to be there's a lot of things thrown out for the public to divide us instead of bring us together. And if we have that love and that compassion and just realize, look, what we're above all this, and this oneness incorporates all of us, no matter what we look like, what we do on this earth plane. And so we have to rise above that lower level energy.
Yeah. So, I know we only have a minute, Tiffany, but I want to give a short little clip of what happened one time at a mental hospital I was in. It was one of the most beautiful, compassionate things I had seen in this particular subject area, where an older man, it was in an area where the older people were out of their heads, basically, like the rest of us. And this man, not realizing, this older man started literally urinating there in the room, not realizing, obviously, he wasn't in the bathroom. This young worker, I was so impressed, and I even said something to him. Young boy went over to him, did not yell at him, did not grab him, did not force. It was such, I'm getting the chills. Went over to this man and calmly and gently, like, talked to him and told, it was one of the most compassionate things. I'm like, wow, okay, thank God there's still some of that going on, in these places,
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, compassion to me is like really big.
Yeah,
but,
it's just beautiful.
That was one incident. Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
So Carol Ann, what advice do you have for everyone?
Well, it's made me delve into some of my ministerial studies a little bit more. And I had hoped to finish this program this year, but I really had to put it aside. So I am a reverend, but I don't really use that title because I'm mostly irreverent. So it doesn't really fit me. But the studying kind of helps. I truly feel we're in the middle of a spiritual warfare situation. But what's interesting about it is, you know, who you think are the good guys are the bad guys, and who the bad guys are the good guys, and everything is upside down. And you know, I guess that's for a reason. So it'll all shake out, and we'll figure it out. But what I like what everybody's messages is. This is not just here in the United States. This is a global situation, and we're all looking for freedom of speech or whatever, all of us, all around the world, and our liberty and our freedom and that kind of thing. So I think working together is the only way we're going to get through this, you know, and to look at it like somebody in Italy is really our neighbor. And somebody in the Swiss Alps is really a buddy, you know. So I think that some of the good points that particularly Sherry brought out is the spiritualness that we are developing, or the delving in, expanding our networks globally. I love working like this. I love not having to travel. You know, this is wonderful for me. And so that's good. We're all very fortunate that we can still work, you know, so. And there are a lot of donations requested for people who cannot feed their families, etc. So, you know, these are things that we can put our energy to and to help out, you know, because let's face it, some of our expenses are less because we're not traveling to things. So anyway, so that's my thought. And, you know, something good always comes from bad. That has been my personal experience. And so I think that we're going to good times soon. I hope. So.
Oh yeah, yes. I thank you so much. That's beautiful, Caroline. And hello, Rob. I'm sorry you're not getting all the notifications. And so yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and big hugs to you as well. And so yes, exactly. Remember, we were told this a lot growing up. You know, you united we stand, divided we fall, and it's more than just our country. It's globally, like Carol Ann said, globally.
Yes.
We stand together. And Stacy, next time the devil shows up in your dream, you bop him in the nose.
I was trying to smash it in a dream. I was like, why are you in my dream?
That's funny. You know, I was the opposite years ago, many years ago. I actually was going to create these T-shirts. No kidding. And it's about Stacy right here. And it was actually called Saving Satan T-shirts. And the idea was, maybe if we saved, you know, kind of like the Christian beliefs that, well, maybe if we saved Satan, you know, we wouldn't have, you know, that whole thing going on about God and Satan. And so that's funny.
Yeah, but I don't think Satan wants to be saved. But anyways, that's all right.
There's actually a whole thing about that they actually, there's just another whole thing about it. It's surprising. It's really not what's typically the world, but it's an opinion. You know, everybody has an opinion.
It's not one person. It's a collective. Just as anything is, like it's a consciousness, so it's not just.
Well, no, but that's what I'm talking about. There's actually a group of people that have this consciousness that Satan is really not the enemy in the way that we perceive it. So, but it's another whole topic.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Anything that's not for that harms others, you know, anyone who violates the harm none rule, you know, is beyond bad. I mean, they're evil because they don't care about, and they have no compassion. So anyway, and that's how they live all the time. But none of us watching this or sitting in this circle is like that. So
not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Just go forward, just keep shining and doing the best that you can do, and don't feed the fear. And just, you know, it's okay if you feel it coming on, stop that loop. You know, go put something funny on, like you know, Stacy said, go put a funny movie on. You know, just take deep breaths, that air, take deep breaths, the breath of life, and then laugh, and then just keep moving forward every day. That's all we can do. And we have people like this beautiful circle that where you can get together and get that love and support. So thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in this evening. I know it's a busy weekend, so for many. So thank you for those that did tune in, and we will catch you all next show. Oh, tomorrow night, my show, 8:00, Spiritual Insight. So we'll see you tomorrow night and then next week. So many blessings to each of you. Thank you again so much for sitting in this beautiful message circle. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
We hope you enjoyed this evening of loving, healing, and joyful messages. Mark your calendar now to participate in our next Spiritual Message Circle.